Let me ask you something. Are you tired of shallow connections that seem to fizzle out before they even begin? Frustrated by the endless dating advice that never really feels like you? Or maybe you've met someone incredible, but you're struggling to create that deep, magnetic bond that feels truly unbreakable. Here's the truth. The world of modern relationships is a battlefield. Technology, dating apps, and the pressure to present a perfect life have made it harder than ever to form real, lasting connections. And while it might seem like the key to winning his heart lies in looking flawless or playing games, the reality is far more profound. What if I told you that the most powerful tool for attracting a man of substance isn't about changing how you look, what you say, or how you act, but changing how you live? Enter Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that's not just about building inner strength, but about mastering the art of meaningful relationships. This isn't your typical self-help fluff. These are principles honed over thousands of years, offering a proven roadmap to becoming irresistibly magnetic, without losing yourself in the process. Imagine being able to captivate a man not with fleeting charm but with virtues so deeply rooted that he's drawn to you on a soul deep level. You're not just attracting him, you're inspiring him. This is the power of what I like to call Dark Stoic Psychology, the art of leveraging Stoicism to transform your love life. Now, let's dive into the first of the 7 secrets that will forever change how you approach love and relationships. Ready? Because what you're about to discover isn't just life-changing, it's irresistible. 1. Embodying sincerity, your greatest strength. Picture this: a woman walks into a room. She's not the loudest nor the flashiest. She doesn't command attention through extravagance, but rather through an understated energy, calm, composed, and utterly authentic. There's a quiet confidence about her that turns heads, not because she's trying, but because she's simply real. This is the power of sincerity. In a world obsessed with filters and facades, sincerity is like a breath of fresh air. But let me ask you, when was the last time you allowed yourself to truly be yourself? When was the last time you embraced your quirks, your imperfections, your humanity? Men of substance aren't looking for someone perfect, they're looking for someone real. Someone who can laugh at their own mistakes, speak their truth, and hold space for vulnerability. Sincerity isn't just about honesty, it's about authenticity. It's showing up as your true self, flaws and all, and saying, "This is me, take it or leave it." And here's the kicker: sincerity is magnetic. Why? Because it demonstrates courage. The courage to be vulnerable. The courage to stand in your truth. And let me tell you, nothing is more attractive than a woman who knows her worth and isn't afraid to show it. But how do you cultivate sincerity in a way that feels natural and effortless? First, you have to let go of the idea that vulnerability is weakness. It's not. Vulnerability is strength. It's the foundation of true intimacy, the bridge that connects two souls on a deeper level. When you're sincere, you're saying, "I trust you enough to show you the real me." And in turn, you inspire that same trust in him. Now, let's talk about the practical side. Sincerity doesn't mean oversharing or being an open book. It means being intentional. Start by asking yourself, are my actions aligned with my values? Am I communicating with honesty and kindness? Do I genuinely listen, or am I waiting for my turn to speak? These small shifts can have a profound impact. Suddenly, your interactions become richer, more meaningful. You're no longer performing, you're connecting. And let's not forget the role of body language. A sincere woman doesn't just speak her truth, she embodies it. She makes eye contact, leans in when she's engaged, and carries herself with quiet confidence. Her presence says, "I'm here, fully and completely." This brings us to the concept of Dark Stoic Psychology, the idea that sincerity, when rooted in Stoic principles, becomes an unshakable strength. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our integrity. By mastering these, you create a presence that's both grounded and magnetic, drawing men of quality like a moth to a flame. Think about it. Would you rather be the woman who impresses him for a moment, or the one who stays in his mind long after you've left the room? Sincerity ensures the latter. Finally, remember this. Sincerity isn't just about attracting him, it's about keeping him. A man of depth doesn't fall for the surface, he falls for the essence. And when you lead with sincerity, you're not just showing him who you are, you're inviting him to show up as his best self too. So, let me leave you with a question. How will you show up differently today? How will you embrace your sincerity and let it shine? Because the moment you do, you'll start to see a shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you perceive yourself. And trust me, that's where the real magic begins. 2. The foundation: self-improvement and inner growth. Let's take a moment to reflect. What does it mean to truly improve yourself? Is it about following the latest trends, perfecting your appearance, or trying to meet someone else's expectations? Or is it about something deeper, something more enduring? If you've ever felt like you're running on a hamster wheel of self-doubt, constantly chasing an ideal that feels just out of reach, let me share a liberating truth. True self-improvement has nothing to do with perfection and everything to do with authentic evolution. The key to attracting a high-value man isn't about transforming into someone you're not. It's about becoming the most aligned, empowered version of yourself. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing, with unshakable certainty, that you are a woman of substance. This is where the philosophy of Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that the foundation of any meaningful relationship starts within. By focusing on your own growth, your thoughts, actions, and values, you not only elevate yourself but naturally align with the kind of man who appreciates your depth and integrity. Here's the truth most people miss. High-quality men aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for compatibility. They're drawn to women who are on a path of self-discovery, who have a sense of purpose and a willingness to embrace life's challenges with grace. Ask yourself, what are my core values, and how am I living them? Am I taking consistent steps toward my personal growth? Do I radiate confidence through my actions and choices? These questions aren't meant to overwhelm you. They're meant to liberate you. Because when you align your actions with your values, you stop worrying about external validation. You start attracting men who see and respect your inner strength. Let's introduce a powerful concept from Stoicism: amor fati, the love of fate. This principle teaches us to embrace life in its entirety, including its imperfections. In relationships, this means accepting not just the highs but also the challenges. It's about showing resilience when things get tough, finding lessons in adversity, and maintaining your composure in the face of uncertainty. Imagine this. A man meets a woman who navigates life's storms with calm confidence. She doesn't crumble under pressure. Instead, she rises, learning and evolving with each experience. To him, she's not just attractive, she's magnetic. This is the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, using Stoic principles to cultivate an inner strength that is undeniably captivating. When you exude this energy, you don't just stand out, you become unforgettable. But let's get practical. How can you start building this foundation of self-improvement today? Begin a daily habit of reflection. Spend a few minutes each evening asking yourself what went well, what didn't, and what you learned. Set small, achievable goals that align with your values and celebrate your progress. Surround yourself with people and environments that inspire you to grow. The beauty of self-improvement is that it's a journey, not a destination. And as you continue to evolve, you'll notice something magical happening. The kind of men you attract will shift. You'll no longer entertain superficial connections because your energy will resonate with those who value depth and authenticity. So, let me ask you, are you ready to step into this version of yourself? Are you ready to lay the foundation for a life filled with purpose, growth, and meaningful relationships? If this resonates with you, show some love. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you're committed to making self-improvement your priority. And don't forget to subscribe. because this journey is just getting started, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Your transformation is closer than you think. Let's keep building together. 3. Self-control, cultivating calmness and strength. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a disagreement with someone you care about. The tension is high, emotions are swirling, and the urge to say anything, is almost unbearable. In that moment, how you react has the power to either build trust or erode it completely. Now, think about how often we let our emotions take control in moments like these. We lash out, retreat, or say things we don't mean, only to regret them later. It's human, yes, but what if I told you there's a better way? A way to face these challenges with grace, clarity, and strength. This is where self-control becomes a superpower. In Stoicism, self-control is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you're unaffected. It's about mastering your inner world so that external chaos doesn't dictate your actions. It's about maintaining composure in the face of challenges, whether it's a disagreement, a setback, or even the complexities of love itself. Now, let's get real. Why is self-control so attractive? Think about it from a man's perspective. High-value men, those who are emotionally mature and looking for a meaningful connection, aren't drawn to drama or impulsiveness. They value stability, calmness, and the ability to navigate life's storms with a steady hand. When you demonstrate self-control, you're not just showing maturity, you're creating a sense of safety and trust. Imagine this scenario. A man is facing a tough situation at work, and instead of finding comfort in his partner, he's met with impatience or added stress. Contrast that with a woman who remains composed, listens without judgment, and provides thoughtful insight. Who do you think he'll gravitate toward when life feels overwhelming? This is the magic of self-control. It builds bridges instead of walls. But how do you cultivate this quality in your everyday life? Let's start with awareness. Self-control begins with understanding your triggers. Ask yourself, what situations tend to make me feel out of control? How do I typically react under pressure? What can I do to pause and reset in those moments? The key here is not to suppress your feelings, but to create space between your emotions and your actions. This is what Stoicism teaches us. Emotions are natural, but we don't have to be ruled by them. We can observe them, acknowledge them, and choose our response. One practical method to build self-control is the pause and reflect technique. When you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and count to 10. In those 10 seconds, ask yourself, what outcome do I want from this situation? This simple act of pausing can be transformative, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Another powerful tool is reframing. Let's say someone makes a hurtful comment. Instead of letting it ruin your day, try viewing it through a Stoic lens. Remind yourself, their words reflect their state, not mine. I have the power to choose how I feel about this. This shift in perspective not only protects your peace, but also shows incredible strength to those around you. And trust me, strength is irresistible. In the realm of relationships, self-control also means respecting boundaries, yours and his. It's about knowing when to step back, when to lean in, and when to let things unfold naturally. For example, if he needs space to process something, giving him that space demonstrates emotional maturity and confidence in the relationship. It shows that you're secure enough in yourself not to cling or demand constant reassurance. Men of quality notice these things. They admire a woman who can remain calm in the face of uncertainty, who doesn't let her emotions dictate her actions, and who approaches challenges with a level head. It's not about being cold or detached. It's about being steady and reliable. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play again. Self-control isn't just a personal strength. It's a tool for connection. When you master your emotions, you create an atmosphere of trust and safety that invites others to do the same. You become someone who inspires calmness and clarity in those around you, and that is profoundly attractive. But let's be honest. Self-control isn't always easy. There will be moments when your patience is tested, when your emotions threaten to spill over, and when the temptation to react feels overwhelming. These moments aren't failures, they're opportunities. Every time you choose self-control, you're strengthening that muscle, building resilience, and showing yourself and him what you're truly capable of. Now, let's talk about long-term growth. Self-control isn't something you master overnight. It's a lifelong practice. But here's the beauty of it. As you grow, you'll notice the ripple effects. Your relationships will become deeper, your interactions more meaningful, and your sense of self more grounded. You'll attract men who value these qualities because they'll recognize them as a reflection of their own growth and aspirations. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to notice the moments where self-control can make a difference. Whether it's pausing before reacting, reframing a challenging situation, or simply choosing patience over frustration, every small act adds up. And remember, self-control isn't just about how you handle challenges. It's about how you carry yourself, how you communicate, and how you navigate the complexities of life and love. It's a quiet strength that speaks volumes, a strength that will draw the right man to you effortlessly. You've got this. Let's keep building. 4. Fairness and respect. Building the foundation of trust. Picture this. You're in a relationship where every interaction is balanced. Conversations flow effortlessly, misunderstandings are resolved with kindness, and both of you feel deeply valued and heard. It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this kind of connection is not only possible but inevitable when fairness and respect are at the heart of your relationship? Let's start with a question. What does fairness mean to you? For many, it's about equality, splitting things 50/50, taking turns or ensuring everyone gets the same share. But in the world of relationships, fairness goes deeper. It's not about keeping score, it's about creating harmony. It's about recognizing and honoring each other's individuality while building a partnership rooted in mutual respect. Now, let me ask you another question. Have you ever felt unheard or dismissed in a relationship? Maybe your thoughts or feelings were minimized, or your needs were ignored. It's painful, isn't it? But here's the thing. Fairness isn't just something we expect from others, it's something we must give. In Stoicism, fairness is a cornerstone virtue. It's not just about treating others with kindness, it's about acting with integrity, even when it's inconvenient. It's about valuing someone else's experience as much as your own. And when it comes to relationships, fairness becomes the foundation of trust, the glue that holds everything together. So how do you embody fairness in a way that attracts and sustains a meaningful connection with a high-value man? First, let's talk about empathy. Fairness begins with understanding. It's taking the time to listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear. When you approach conversations with curiosity and openness, you create a safe space for him to share his thoughts and feelings. This act of listening is incredibly powerful. It shows that you value his perspective, which builds trust and deepens your bond. But fairness doesn't stop at empathy. It also means honoring boundaries. In every relationship, there will be moments when you and your partner have differing needs or priorities. Fairness is about finding a middle ground that respects both sides. It's not about compromising your values. It's about finding solutions that work for both of you. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've planned a romantic evening, but he's had a tough day at work and needs time to decompress. Fairness in this situation means acknowledging his needs while expressing your own. Instead of taking it personally, you could say, "I understand you've had a rough day, and I want to support you. Can we find another time to spend that quality time together?" This small shift in perspective can make a world of difference. It shows him that you respect his boundaries while still valuing your connection. And trust me, a man who feels respected will go out of his way to reciprocate that respect. Another aspect of fairness is accountability. Let's face it, none of us are perfect. There will be times when we mess up, say the wrong thing, or hurt someone unintentionally. Fairness means owning those moments and making amends. It's about saying, "I was wrong," and "I'm sorry," and then taking steps to do better. This level of accountability not only strengthens your relationship but also demonstrates emotional maturity. Men of substance notice these things. They see the effort you put into being fair, respectful, and kind, and they respond with admiration and appreciation. Fairness isn't just attractive, it's transformative. And here's where Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play. When you embody fairness and respect, you're not just building trust, you're creating a dynamic where both partners feel valued and understood. This dynamic fosters emotional intimacy, which is the foundation of any lasting relationship. But fairness isn't just about how you treat him. It's also about how you treat yourself. Self-respect is a vital component of fairness. It means setting boundaries, standing up for your needs, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. When you respect yourself, you show him how to respect you too. Now, let's bring this full circle. Fairness and respect aren't just abstract ideals, they're practical tools you can use to deepen your connection and build a relationship that thrives. And the best part? These qualities don't just benefit your romantic relationships, they enhance every interaction in your life. So, how will you practice fairness today? Maybe it's by listening more intently, showing appreciation for someone's efforts, or taking a moment to reflect on how you can bring more balance into your interactions. Every small act of fairness adds up, creating a ripple effect that strengthens your relationships and enriches your life. If this resonates with you, let me know. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you believe fairness is the key to building trust in relationships. And don't forget to subscribe. We're just scratching the surface of Stoicism and its profound impact on love and life. Your journey toward deeper, more meaningful connections starts here. Let's continue building it together. 5. Kindness and politeness. Everyday Stoic virtues. Picture this: a woman who carries herself with an air of quiet kindness. She doesn't demand attention, but her presence is unmistakable. There's a warmth in her tone, a thoughtfulness in her words, and a grace in how she interacts with everyone around her. She's the kind of woman who leaves a room better than she found it, and her energy is impossible to ignore. This is the power of kindness and politeness, not as mere pleasantries, but as transformative tools for connection and attraction. Let's face it, in today's fast-paced, self-centered world, kindness can feel like a rare commodity. We're so often encouraged to look out for number one or to view relationships as a game of strategy and control. But deep down, we all crave authenticity. We want to feel seen, appreciated, and understood. And there's no faster way to create that feeling than through genuine kindness. Kindness, in its purest form, is an expression of strength. It's not about being a pushover or sacrificing your needs. It's about choosing to show empathy and understanding, even when it's not required. This is where Stoicism offers profound guidance. Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our words, our intentions. By choosing kindness in every interaction, we not only elevate ourselves but also inspire those around us. Now, let's talk about politeness. At first glance, politeness might seem superficial, a set of formalities we follow out of habit or obligation. But true politeness is so much more. It's an outward expression of respect and consideration. It's the little things like saying thank you or please, holding the door for someone, or taking a moment to truly acknowledge the person in front of you. For men, politeness and kindness in a woman signal emotional maturity and depth. They show that you're not only self-aware but also attuned to the needs and feelings of others. And this doesn't go unnoticed. A man who values substance and character will be drawn to these qualities because they reflect a woman who brings harmony into his life. But let's get real. How do kindness and politeness translate into everyday interactions, especially in the context of building and sustaining a meaningful relationship? Imagine you're on a date and the waiter brings the wrong dish. How do you react? Do you snap, complain, or roll your eyes in frustration? Or do you handle the situation with grace, addressing the issue calmly and kindly? Now, consider how your response might impact the way your date sees you. A woman who reacts with kindness, even in small, seemingly insignificant moments, demonstrates composure, understanding, and poise. These qualities speak volumes about her character, far more than any perfectly chosen outfit or clever remark ever could. Kindness also extends to how you communicate. It's easy to be kind when everything is going well, but true kindness is tested during moments of conflict or misunderstanding. Instead of lashing out or resorting to sarcasm, kindness invites us to approach the conversation with curiosity and compassion. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult topics or suppressing your feelings. It means expressing them in a way that fosters connection rather than division. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel unheard sometimes, and it's important to me that we both feel understood." This shift in language not only diffuses tension but also opens the door for meaningful dialogue. Another critical aspect of kindness and politeness is consistency. It's not about being kind in moments when it's easy. It's about maintaining that energy even when life feels overwhelming. This doesn't mean ignoring your own needs or pretending to be cheerful when you're not. It means finding a balance, showing kindness to others without neglecting yourself. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology offers unique insight. Stoicism teaches us that kindness is not dependent on external circumstances. It's a choice we make, rooted in our values and our commitment to living with integrity. When you embody this principle, your kindness becomes a source of strength, not vulnerability. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the ripple effect of kindness and politeness. Think about the last time someone went out of their way to show you genuine kindness. How did it make you feel? Did it brighten your day? Did it inspire you to pay it forward? The same principle applies in relationships. Small acts of kindness, a thoughtful text, a genuine compliment, or simply being fully present can create a profound sense of connection and appreciation. And the beauty of kindness is that it's contagious. When you lead with kindness, you inspire your partner to do the same, creating a dynamic that strengthens your bond over time. But kindness isn't just about the big gestures, it's about the little moments that often go unnoticed. It's about how you speak to him, how you listen, and how you show appreciation for the things he does. A simple thank you or "I appreciate you" can go a long way in making him feel valued and respected. Finally, let's not forget the role of kindness toward yourself. In relationships, it's easy to focus all your energy on the other person, sometimes to the detriment of your own well-being. But true kindness starts within. When you treat yourself with compassion and care, you set the tone for how others will treat you. So, as you move through your day, I encourage you to notice the opportunities for kindness and politeness. Whether it's a smile, a kind word, or a moment of patience, these small acts have the power to transform not just your relationships, but your entire outlook on life. And remember this: kindness isn't a weakness, it's your superpower. It's the quiet strength that makes you unforgettable. And when you pair kindness with the principles of Stoicism, you create a presence that is both calming and magnetic, drawing the right people into your life effortlessly. Keep shining, and let your kindness light the way. 6. Sincerity in attracting a high-quality partner. Let's get honest for a moment. When was the last time you felt safe enough to be your true, unfiltered self with someone? No masks, no pretenses, just you. It's a rare experience, isn't it? In a world obsessed with appearances, where vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, sincerity has become one of the most powerful and attractive qualities you can embody. Why? Because sincerity signals confidence. It says, "I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to show it." For a high-quality man, A man who values depth and authenticity. This is magnetic. Sincerity creates trust, and trust is the foundation of every meaningful connection. Let's take a closer look at how sincerity can revolutionize the way you approach relationships. To begin, sincerity starts with self-awareness. You can't be genuine with someone else if you're not first honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what are my core values? What do I truly want in a relationship? Am I showing up authentically, or am I trying to fit into someone else's expectations? When you're clear on these answers, you become unshakable. Your authenticity shines through in every interaction, and men of substance take notice. They're not drawn to perfection, they're drawn to realness. But sincerity isn't just about being honest, it's also about being vulnerable. And let's be real, vulnerability can be scary. It's that voice in your head that whispers, what if I'm not enough? Or what if they don't like the real me? Here's the truth. Vulnerability is what makes you human, and it's what makes you connectable. When you let someone see your imperfections, your quirks, your fears, your dreams, you're inviting them into your world. You're saying, I trust you. And in return, they're more likely to trust you back. Take this example. Imagine you're on a date, and instead of sticking to surface-level small talk, you share a story about a time you faced a challenge and how it shaped you. That moment of honesty creates a deeper connection than any perfectly rehearsed anecdote ever could. It shows him that you're real, grounded, and unafraid to let your guard down. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within. By embracing your vulnerabilities and being sincere, you're not exposing weakness, you're demonstrating courage. And courage, paired with authenticity, is irresistible to men who value depth and character. Now, let's talk about how sincerity shows up in everyday interactions. It's not just about grand confessions or heartfelt moments. It's in the little things. It's in how you listen, how you respond, and how you make him feel seen. For example, when he shares something personal, do you listen with genuine interest? Or are you waiting for your turn to speak? Are you comfortable saying, I don't know, or I made a mistake? These admissions of imperfection show humility and self-awareness. Sincerity is also about aligning your words and actions. If you say you value honesty, do you practice it? If you say you want a partner who is kind and empathetic, are you embodying those traits yourself? Authenticity is magnetic because it's rare, and when your actions match your words, you stand out in a sea of superficiality. But let's address the elephant in the room. What if sincerity scares him away? The truth is, if your authenticity intimidates someone, they're probably not the right person for you. A high-quality man, a man who values realness and depth, will be drawn to your sincerity, not put off by it. He'll appreciate the courage it takes to show up as your true self, and he'll respect you all the more for it. And let's not forget the role sincerity plays in conflict. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle them can make or break the connection. When you approach conflict with sincerity, expressing your feelings openly, and without blame, you create space for resolution. Instead of accusing, you can say, this is how I felt when that happened. Can we talk about it? This kind of honest communication builds trust and strengthens your bond. Now, let's reflect on how sincerity impacts attraction. Think of the people you're most drawn to. Chances are, they're not the ones who seem perfect or always have the right answer. They're the ones who make you feel comfortable, understood, and accepted. They're the ones who aren't afraid to be themselves, flaws and all. You have the power to be that person. By leading with sincerity, you invite others to do the same. You create a dynamic where both of you can show up as your authentic selves, building a connection that's not just surface deep but soul deep. So, how will you embrace sincerity in your life today? Maybe it's sharing a thought or feeling you've been holding back. Maybe it's admitting you don't have all the answers. Or maybe it's simply showing up as you are, without trying to impress or conform. If this resonates with you, let me know. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you believe sincerity is the key to true connection. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started on this journey of self-discovery and meaningful relationships. Your sincerity is your superpower. Let it shine. 7. Courage and moderation in love. Imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads in your relationship. One path requires you to speak your truth, to confront a difficult conversation, or to admit your feelings. The other path feels safer, staying silent, avoiding conflict, or hiding behind a mask of indifference. Which path would you choose? Courage in love isn't about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's about showing up fully and authentically, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's about embracing vulnerability and trusting that the strength within you will guide you through. For a man seeking a meaningful connection, your courage signals maturity and depth. It shows him that you're not afraid to face challenges or navigate the complexities of a relationship. And here's the thing. Courage isn't just attractive, it's essential for building trust and intimacy. In Stoicism, courage is a cornerstone virtue. It's the ability to confront life's uncertainties with composure and resilience. When applied to relationships, courage allows you to step into the unknown, to express your needs and desires, and to remain steady when things get tough. But what does courage actually look like in love? First, it's about emotional honesty. Courage means being brave enough to share how you feel, even when you're unsure of the outcome. It's saying, "This is what I need," or "This is what I'm afraid of," without fear of judgment. When you approach your partner with this level of openness, you invite him to do the same, creating a space for genuine connection. Courage also means setting boundaries. It's knowing your worth and having the strength to walk away from situations that don't honor it. For example, if you're in a dynamic where your needs are consistently ignored, courage might mean initiating a difficult conversation or even ending the relationship. This kind of bravery isn't easy, but it's necessary to protect your emotional well-being. Now, let's talk about moderation. If courage is the fire that drives meaningful relationships, moderation is the balance that sustains them. In Stoicism, moderation is about avoiding extremes, whether it's excessive attachment or emotional detachment. It's about finding harmony in your actions, thoughts, and feelings. In the context of love, moderation means maintaining a healthy sense of independence while building a strong connection. It's about giving and receiving in equal measure, ensuring that neither partner feels overwhelmed or neglected. For example, imagine you're deeply in love and want to spend every waking moment with your partner. While this passion is natural, moderation reminds us to nurture our individuality. By pursuing your own interests, friendships, and goals, you maintain a sense of balance that strengthens the relationship. Moderation also applies to how we handle conflict. When emotions run high, it's easy to fall into extremes, shutting down, lashing out, or saying things we don't mean. But Stoicism teaches us to pause, to breathe, and to approach challenges with calmness and clarity. This balanced response not only diffuses tension but also demonstrates emotional maturity. Consider this scenario. Your partner forgets an important date or makes a mistake that upsets you. Instead of reacting impulsively, moderation encourages you to take a step back and ask yourself, "Is this worth escalating? What outcome do I want from this conversation? How can I express my feelings in a way that fosters understanding?" By practicing moderation, you create a dynamic where both partners feel respected and valued, even in moments of disagreement. Courage and moderation also play a critical role in how we approach decision-making in relationships. Whether it's taking the next step, resolving a conflict, or choosing to let go, these virtues guide us toward thoughtful and intentional choices. For instance, courage might mean having the strength to commit fully, while moderation ensures that commitment doesn't overshadow your sense of self. Together, these virtues create a relationship that's both passionate and balanced, built on a foundation of mutual respect. Now, let's explore how these principles align with Dark Stoic Psychology. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. When you embody courage and moderation, you're not just navigating love with wisdom, you're creating a presence that's steady and grounded. This presence draws high-quality men who value emotional stability and depth, setting the stage for a relationship that thrives. Finally, let's reflect on how courage and moderation influence the long-term dynamics of love. Relationships aren't linear, they ebb and flow, requiring both partners to adapt and grow. Courage allows you to face these changes with an open heart, while moderation helps you maintain balance through the highs and lows. Whether it's having the courage to address unspoken issues or the moderation to give space when needed, these virtues ensure that your connection remains strong and resilient. So, as you move forward in your journey, remember this: love isn't about perfection. It's about showing up with courage, navigating challenges with grace, and finding balance in the beautiful chaos of connection. By embodying these qualities, you not only elevate your own experience of love, but also inspire your partner to do the same. Keep growing, keep evolving, and let courage and moderation guide your way. As we come to the end of this transformative exploration, let's take a moment to reflect on the powerful journey we've traveled together. From sincerity and self-control to kindness, fairness, courage, and moderation, we've uncovered the secrets to not only attracting a high-quality partner, but also cultivating a life rich in depth, connection, and meaning. But here's the most important truth of all. Everything we've discussed isn't just about winning someone's affection, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Because when you live authentically, when you embody the virtues of Stoicism in your daily life, you naturally attract the kind of people who resonate with your energy and values. High-quality men aren't drawn to appearances alone. They're drawn to character. They admire women who are confident but not arrogant, kind but not submissive, strong but not overbearing. And the best part, you don't have to change who you are to embody these qualities. They already exist within you. You just need to nurture them. Take a moment to imagine what your life could look like when you embrace these principles fully. Imagine the relationships you'll build, not just romantic ones, but friendships, professional connections, and even the relationship you have with yourself. Imagine the strength, clarity, and calmness you'll carry into every interaction. This isn't a fantasy, it's a future that's completely within your reach. So, what's next? It's time to put these ideas into action. Start small. Reflect on the concepts that resonated most with you, and think about how you can integrate them into your daily life. Maybe it's practicing self-control during a tough conversation, showing extra kindness to someone in need, or taking a moment to express gratitude for the people who bring value to your life. And as you do, remember that this journey isn't about perfection. There will be moments of doubt, missteps, and growth, but that's the beauty of it. With each step forward, you're becoming stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. If this journey has inspired you, I encourage you to continue exploring the incredible depth of Stoicism. Whether it's through further reflection, reading, or practicing these principles in your relationships, the path of self-improvement is a lifelong adventure. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. Your willingness to explore these ideas, to reflect, and to grow is what makes this community so special. If you found value here, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need it too. Now, as we part ways, I leave you with this thought: the greatest love story you'll ever experience begins with you. When you nurture your own growth and align your life with your values, you create the foundation for connections that are not just meaningful, but life-changing. If you've enjoyed this journey and want to dive deeper, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and comment number 1 below to let me know you're ready to embrace this new chapter of self-discovery. Stay present, stay resilient, and keep shining with the light of authenticity and courage. Until we meet again, remember, you are the author of your own story, and it's only just beginning.